Good morning, everyone. It is dark 30, and it feels amazing out here. I have my shorts on, which I've had for the last couple days because it's been 65, 70 degrees high, but it's probably 45 or 50 right now. It feels amazing. Have my t-shirt and a base layer on. A little too cold for just a t-shirt until I start climbing, then I'll be too warm. Oh man, I've been up since 4 this morning, just couldn't sleep. Probably because I'm a little kid and I'm all excited about doing the 4-state challenge. Even though that's not today, that's tomorrow, or tonight I should say, in the middle of the night. But it's going to be a short day, only about 17 miles. Going to finish up the roller coaster. I think there's about 4.5 more miles of that. And then it's kind of cruisy. Then I come to a road that has a little gas station or mart, convenience mart there. And I go in there to get some food, come back out, set up camp right at the West Virginia line. Wow, that almost made me tear up right there. I mean, I love Virginia, don't get me wrong. I love Virginia a lot, but I'm glad that I'm getting over it here because it's been 1/4 of the trail in this state. And I haven't been here that long, 25 days or so. But it'll be good to move on to another state and then another, all hopefully within a 1-day period. Really looking forward to it. Looking forward to today, possibly a beautiful sunrise. Shall see. But for now, I walk in the dark and take careful steps because it's quite rocky on the roller coaster. Let the ride begin. So yesterday I had about 21.5 miles, and about 10 miles of that or so, 9.5, was the roller coaster. It kicked my butt a little harder than last year. The roller coaster didn't really faze me too much yesterday. It was just grinding, up and down on rocks. But this year it was a little harder on me. And the only reason I can think of is it was warm and I was sweating a lot, but I think it was pretty much the same when I did it before. I think the only difference is that this time I had 11 or 12 miles in before I even started it. So, halfway through a day, and then I start grinding out on up and downs, up and down on rocks, some of it steep and so forth. So it was a grinding day for sure. And then of course the eclipse and things like that. I was going kind of slow during around that time, because I didn't want to miss the eclipse since it's once every 40 something years. So it was all good. I mean, I still got to bed at a decent time and everything else. It's just, I was worn out by the end of it. And then my knee started really bothering me towards the end. Not really sure what happened. Just all of a sudden, it felt twisted or something. And I was walking normal at the time. I don't know. It just felt like all of a sudden it was twisted up. And I had a lot of problems for a while walking. And then it was good. And all of a sudden everything started working good again. So just one of those random weird things. But I do notice that right now that knee is not hurting, just a little sensitive, like stepping up on a rock or something. It's not weak, it's not giving out on me or anything like that, just a little sensitive. So I'm taking it kind of slow here to start, especially in the dark. You don't want to be tripping on rocks, hurt the knee worse than what it might be right now. Might just been a lot of twisting or something yesterday, and has it tweaked a little bit, but got to keep an eye on that today. But besides that, only, like I said, 4 miles of the roller coaster is left, and it kind of gets cruisy. Not much elevation today, I don't think. If I remember right, it's like 2,500 or so in that 16 miles. So should be a nice gradual day. Just enjoying the view, taking it all in, reflecting on my time in the state of Virginia before moving on, going getting some food, working out the details for the 4-state challenge, making sure everything is charged up and ready to go, and getting plenty of rest today, and getting some great views, just enjoying what I'm in today. That's the plan. But also keeping an eye on that knee. Like right now, my knee's great, but when I was kind of stepping up and down on those stones right there, or rocks, I noticed it just feels weird. It's like it needs to pop or something. The knee doesn't seem like something I want to pop, though. It's not like a back where you feel like you need to pop a vertebrae or something, or pop your back, or stretch it to where it pops. I don't think that works the same way on a kneecap. Alrighty, continuing on. This is a busy road. I think it's State Route 7 or something. Goodness. I guess I gotta walk along it here for a while. This is exactly what a thru-hiker that's walking 3-ish miles an hour wants to walk right next to. Oh my goodness. At least it's a wide shoulder. I see the yellow signs up there where I cross. I wasn't expecting this many cars this early in the morning. This is crazy. These cars are moving fast. Woo! That's exhilarating. The office so far this morning. The birds singing, serenading me as I walk down the trail, trying to get my knee to act normal. Not an epic sunrise this morning, but beautiful nonetheless. Just too much cloud cover, I guess. But we still got a few colors going on up there. Beautiful, regardless of how beautiful the sunrise is. It is absolutely stunning out here. Another day to celebrate being alive. So my knee is doing much better now. I wouldn't say it's 100%, but definitely has made strides, big strides in the last couple miles. And the funny thing is, I think it was intentional by my body. I think my body was trying to teach me a lesson because, you know, in paying attention to what was going on and what was hurting and when it would hurt and when it wouldn't hurt, I realized something about myself that I never really had realized. I swing my leg a lot. Like when I'm stepping up on a rock, if I'm stepping up on my left leg, my right leg swings around instead of lifting up. That's doing all kinds of twisting at that point to the knee. And that is when it would hurt the most. And it just, like I said, it just felt twisted and not moving right and like it was locked up or something in certain positions. I did a couple stretches and, you know, everything I could think of. to, make sure if something popped out, it would pop in or something. But really, it's just made me correct the way I'm walking. So now I step up with my leg, and obviously that's going to be probably a lot of years of habit doing that. So it'll be something I need to keep working on. But for right now, that seems to correct the issue. I just got to quit swinging my leg. I got to step up and then step up and then step down and then step down. That's pretty cool, the way the body says, okay, you've done this enough. You've walked on nothing but rocks all day yesterday. And so far today, you need to start doing this the right way, Fortune. It's pretty cool, the way the body lets you know. Well, the body lets you know something's wrong, obviously, but you still have to pay attention and figure it out yourself, or have somebody else help you figure it out. I'm glad I'm observant enough to realize what was going on and when it was hurting, because, kind of have to do that out here, because things go wrong and pain will happen that it's so sporadic and like out of nowhere, and you kind of got to figure out what's going on, and if you could do anything to fix it. There is a difference between injury and pain, of course, and some injuries we can take care of on our own. Some you just got to go to a doctor or a physical therapist or chiropractor or masseuse or something to make it feel better. This is something that looks like I can manage and make it get better on my own just by, walking right. Nice view. It's getting green. This is Raven Rocks on Raven Hill, but not the summit, the south end of the mountain or the hill, which is kind of ironic because I just noticed something. See that mountain there in the distance? It kind of looks like a Stony Man. That might be Stony Man right there. I don't really know. A lot of mountains look like that, but that's about the distance a Stony Man would be from here. But anyway, it's kind of ironic because there's been ravens or crows flying above me squawking for the last 2 miles here on Raven Hill. I don't know the difference between a raven and a crow myself, though. So I wouldn't know if I'm looking at a raven or a crow, but it'd be cool if it's a raven. Anyway, that's the best view I've seen, or an overlook view, I should say, in the last day and a half. Obviously, the elevation a lot less, but that is beautiful. Just by paying attention to my knee and how I was stepping and stopping from swinging it, it's feeling great now. Doesn't even feel like it's like twisted or tangled up, or whatever the right word is. I mean, it didn't feel like a twisted ankle, like a twisted knee, like that. Not like a really bad pain or anything. It was just, I don't know, I felt crooked or something. I don't know. It's hard to explain. But it's feeling great now. Still paying attention to how I step over big rocks and such. But as you can see right at this moment, there's not a lot of big rocks. I've been out of the roller coaster here for a few miles, and definitely not as many rocks once you leave that area. So trying to get to a highway where there's a gas station where they make sandwiches and such. It's about 6 or 7 miles, and I'll definitely get some food there. Probably try to find some sort of resupply. I don't really need resupply, but I want some more, things that will give me energy and good nutrition for tomorrow on the 4-state challenge. But, unfortunately, like sandwiches and such would kind of go bad by then. So I can't get those. I'm trying to work something out where a trail angel might, like halfway through Maryland, be able to drop something off at one of the campgrounds that I go through. And, maybe like a McDonald's or something, just drop off something that has some protein, a lot of calories in it. That would be great halfway through the day. Give me that second boost. I mean, I'll have plenty of food to eat, just I can't stop very often. I obviously can't cook. I got to keep moving for about 18 or 20 hours probably. Just depends on my pace. There's a lot of rocks in Maryland, so there'll be that. So I'm going to try to work that out, but I'm also going to try to eat as many calories as I can a day and have some good calorie type of foods that I can bring with me to eat on the go tomorrow. But like I said, that's 6 or 7 miles to that store. Then once I leave there and come back to the trail, it's only 2 or 3 miles to get to the spot where I'll camp tonight, or this afternoon, I should say. Gonna try to fall asleep really early, and because I'll be up by midnight or 1, getting on the trail. So even though I have a lot, actually it's not a lot, a little bit of grinding today for 16, 17 miles or so, 18 if you include the gas station and back. Even though I have that, at the end of the day, this is one time I am looking forward to tomorrow and making sure I'm as prepared as possible. Because I attempted this last year. If you're new to the channel and haven't heard me talk about it or seen the video, and I was about 20 something miles into it, still plenty of strength and everything left in me, but I was really tired, and I was kind of ahead of where I needed to be, so I lay down in a shelter to take a nap. I woke up like 4 or 5 hours later. There went my 4-state challenge. So I just stayed there and ate and slept and played with raccoons. You have to check that video out from last year if you haven't seen it. Quite the story about those raccoons. But I don't like not succeeding at something. It is not something that sits well with me. So I am doing everything in my power to conquer the 4-state challenge this year. So, including getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning so that I'll be extra tired in the afternoon after my miles are done and be able to fall asleep and stay asleep and get 6 to 8 hours of sleep before I leave, like at midnight or 1. The calories, mentally prepared, that's always the case, but doing everything I can, because as far as I can help it, I'm conquering the 4-state challenge this year. You better bet your bottom dollar on it, unless something just drastically weird happens that stops it from happening. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm bagging that thing. This is about the time of the video when I would normally be walking by these epic views off to my right and on the edge of a cliff or drop off high on a mountain. That is not today. So here is a vast video clip of the forest that I'm walking through. It's going to be pretty much all forest. I think there's a couple views today off some cliffs, but not very high up, as I don't think I get above 1600 today. Just a little ups and downs, nothing like yesterday, but little ups and downs just in the forest where I will be starting in the middle of the night. And that's about it. So here's the views. Poles got stuck in there. Goodness, there's a lot of blowdowns in the last mile. I think this is probably about 20 or so right here. A little side trail here to something called Buzzard Rocks. There's been like 2 or 3 blowdowns already, and then these rocks. Ow! Foot went right in a hole. That's always fun, but this view better be worth it. I'm hungry. I don't really want to be going on side trails right now when I want to go eat. I have a funny feeling it's not going to be worth it. Because, well, food. Is anything worth it when you want to eat? Buzzard Rocks. Not much of a view, but a little bit. Hazy out there today. Very humid. So was it worth it? I don't know. I'll have to eat the food first and let you know. Coming to road number 2 today, and I think this one is State Road 9. The other one was 7. It looks pretty busy. It sounds pretty busy. But I need to get on this road to get to the gas station that has the food. And then I'm going to eat some food. Some prepared gas station food. I guess I can just call it like a deli or something. That probably makes it sound a little better. But then I will be heading back to the trail and a couple more miles to where I'll be camping. I also filled up with water before because it doesn't look like there's any water after. So anyway, right over there is where the trail goes. And I believe I walk down that direction to get to the gas station. I'm gonna look at the map though, just to make sure. So that's West Virginia right there. We're right on the border of West Virginia and Virginia right now. And then this is Virginia. Time to get some lunch. My 4-star restaurant. A couple things as I get on this boardwalk. First off, some roads are extremely freaking dangerous for pedestrians. Something needs to be done about that. On roads where there's no shoulder, nobody slows down, and nobody could care less that you're there. Something needs to be done to help those pedestrians, in this case, hikers, cross the road, because the roads are curving up and down, hilly. You can't see sometimes until they're right there, and they're going 60, 70 miles an hour. There's got to be a better way. Number 2, just because there's a yellow sign that says trail crossing doesn't mean anybody gives a rip. Nobody slows down. I don't know that anybody's even paying attention to the sign, let alone whether there's pedestrians there. I'm sure some people are, obviously, but there's not a lot of caution from the drivers on this road or the one earlier today, and obviously there's many other roads like that. Crazy. And thirdly, I love food, and I had a lot of it. At least 2,000 calories for that snack. A big sub that was basically an Italian and bacon club sub mixed into one sub. French fries, the crinkly kind, a 1 liter of Mountain Dew, a 32 ounce of Gatorade, a bag of salt and vinegar chips, and I mean the big bag, and 2 fudge brownie grandma chocolate chip cookies. And then I got some cheese and donuts to take with me tomorrow to add to what I already had, because I didn't have any cheese. Cheese is a good source of protein and calcium to add to what I already have. So hopefully I won't eat those tonight before I go to sleep, or this afternoon I should say, because I'll be going to bed this afternoon, not tonight. I love food, and I believe food loves me. Actually, it probably doesn't, because I eat it. But that was a good little stop. Sat in the sun. Woo, slid on some mud. And sat in the sun. Didn't get a tan fully because I forgot to take my shirt off. I was going to sit there on that nice green lawn and let the sun soak in to the parts that's way too white. This used to be Florida boy. Used to be a lot darker. And he misses the sun and the vitamin D. But I forgot to take my shirt off to get my tan. So I have a farmer's tan going. But that's okay. I like farms. Anyway, I'm a couple of miles from where I'm setting up camp. Gonna be, oh yeah, and I'm carrying almost 4 liters of water right now. That reminds me of the PCT days, but there's no water near where I'm camping, so I want to make sure I have enough. And setting up tent, taking care of odds and ends, and going to bed in this nice, warm weather and air. And then get ready to head out in the middle of the night. Got to charge everything for my headlamp batteries and phone and everything else that I may need. So, you know, this is as trustworthy as possible in the dark, since it will be probably a good 6 hours or so of dark that I will need that headlamp to be working. All right, I'm gonna try to do what I do, but I might have to use a phone at one point and recharge that battery, because I don't know if I could get 6 hours out of a headlamp. I shall see. The border is not marked on the map, so I know that it's a sign that's up on a tree. So I automatically slow down for the last half a mile, because I don't want to miss it and accidentally cross over tonight. Not that that ruins anything, I just go backwards. But I don't want to do that. I want to stop at the border. And wasn't seeing it, like, oh man, it should be soon. Hope I didn't pass it. And then all of a sudden I see it from almost 1/10 of a mile away. I'm like, what was I worried about? It's a green sign, but my vision is obviously plenty good when it comes to long distance. It's reading that I have the problem with on vision. But right there it is. The imaginary line. And there's a tent spot there and a tent spot there. That tent spot looks like it might be over the line, so I'm gonna tent right there. This one doesn't have really any spots over on this side. I mean, underneath the leaves there might be some flat ground, but that one looks like it's already made for it. So over there I go, and this is where I start in the morning. Actually, right there is the sign, and this is the tent spot, or the tent site. That looked like it was past the sign, but as you can see, this is a straight line right here, and it's right there. So it's actually on the Virginia side, and this is the flattest one, so I will be camping here.